This is Team Genesis with another deck profile. We will be doing this basically a video every night, and this one is basically on my deck, which is Bladewing's nighmarelands. Nobody ever did this deck profile. Everybody always did like different nighmarelands with Charlotte or something. So I did decide to change it a little bit with Bladewings. Try it out. Works very well. Tried it with my teammates and works out very well. Still keeps the same thing as that I don't get greylocked. I mean, I get greylocked, but not that heavy. So we're gonna start off the video. I still continue with the same starter. Put into the soul, counterblast 1. You get a soul charge 2 of a 6 or more draw card. Easy enough. Next will be the triggers. I run 4 of the Nightmareland crates. I do run Queen, but the reason why I like this crate is because if I am at early damage and I do have Queen, and say I don't have, the other Bladewings, I'll provide her, have him in my hand, put into the soul, gets an extra K for every Nightmareland, even if it's only her.
G-break.
Huh?
But the G-break.
G-break. Even if I stride and she's in my Queen, it's fine. So D of Nightmareland. Skill is if you have a Nightmareland as the van, put into the soul, and it gets a K. The van gets 1,000 for every Nightmareland card in the soul. Easy enough. Actually, really good. Actually, next, of course, is gonna be 3 of the 3Ks. Put into the soul, gets +3 to any unit. Of course, it's got Nightmareland. Of course, any Dark regular deck is gonna have that, because it gives an extra soul, plus it gives an extra 3K to any unit. Next will be the Historic Shirley's draw triggers. Put into the soul charge 1. What I'm always gonna run now. I run basically the rain. I don't run the rainbow. I run, of course, 8 crits, 4 draw, 4 heals. There's no other draw trigger, of course, I would run, because this one actually gives you an extra card in the soul. Last, of course, will be 4 copies of Alice of Nightmareland, the heal triggers. I did have the Amon heal triggers, but like I said, it's going to be a Nightmareland Bladewing deck. Easy enough. Last 2 the gray zeros, because I play these, of course, as Assassin. Very great card. Actually, it's a great card. Could be for finish, for like basically want to kill your opponent off. Take this, and you have what, a 15, and of course 15, that'll be basically 40k hitting. You can use a perfect guard, but it's really high number for a grade 0. That's a lot of numbers. Next, we'll be on to the grade 1s. 4 different perfect guards. I'm still looking for. I'm either deciding if you guys think that, what you guys can give me suggestions. Should I run 4 of the unflippers? Should I run basically another couple of that and take this out? What should I do? Let me know what you guys think. But of course, different. This one actually would work a lot better, but I want to keep like an extra card, because you do have to retire one of your rear guards to put her to your hand, especially grade 1 or less. Next will be 3 copies of Dimension Creeper. 4 is a little bit overrated. 3 is actually perfectly fine. Don't do any less. Don't do any more. I found out because if you have, say, 4 copies, a lot of times you might give basically what they call trigger happy. You might want to put this in a soul, thinking like, okay, it's not going to be a trigger. Let me put that in, do it over and over again. So 3 is perfectly fine, so you don't deck out. Yeah, pretty much. Because a lot of people, when you play Dark Regulars, they get very like, oh my god, like you went in the soul, let me soul blast it up. Don't do that. Just run 3 and you should be fine. Of course, Dormouse. Great card. I thought Devil's Child was actually going to be better, but Dormouse does a lot better. Rest it. Choose your van. Excuse me. Did not mean that for that to happen. Choose your van. It gets basically gets 1,000 for every Nightmareland in a soul. And this deck runs a lot of Nightmarelands, so you're going to get a lot of power. You go into Gilda Rise, that's already 36. Then if you have, say, like 10, like I did before, that's 46 right there. And plus, not even counting a booster. Not even counting triggers.
For the secondary skill.
And the secondary skill, for this deck, you really don't use it. So I'm not. It's basically as if it's soul blasted out. You get a soul charge 1. Choose one of your Nightmareland units, and it gets +4. Not really much to really say much about that. I don't really use the secondary skill because I never really get a chance to soul blast it out during my turn. Because I don't have. Huh?
Retire it.
What do you mean?
Maybe it's drop from the rear front to the grave.
Hmm? Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Basically, you drop it from the rear to the grave and you go into a charge
mode. Okay. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize that skill. I didn't read it right. So, yeah, actually, that works really good with the Perfect Guard and a couple other ones. Doing my turn. Okay. Gotta look on that. But basically, if it's dropped, you get the Soul Charge 1. And give +4. Last, of course, is 2 Stride Neighbors. I only run 2 because I needed to expand my choices more. So I pushed it to only having 2. And that actually worked on me for very well. I have not had any problems with striding. If I do have problems with striding, I always somehow get to do some big damage. Now, on to the grade 2s. 4 copies of Dumb. Basically, 4 copies of our ex-friend, Alex. Sorry, don't take that offense to if your name is Alex, because it's not towards you. Towards somebody we know. Yes, my teammate does laugh.
Where's the...
3 dumb.
You guys are funny. Basically, it's got a G-Break skill. Is if she's in the if she's in a soul. No, if Dumb is in a soul, she gets 2k at all times, no matter if it's your turn, your opponent's turn, no matter what. Then it gets the second skill is that every time she's in the soul, she gets another.
It's a guy.
Well, Bushiroad should fix if it looks like a chick or a guy. I know a lot of people probably play some Dark Irregular deck, and if they see that card, they'll right away to say that looks like a chick. It is a guy. It's confirmed it is a guy. I don't want to know what he has down below.
Baby Tokurambu.
That's more funny.
Jump ship with
later we will be doing another deck profile for Regalias. Regenesis Regalias.
Shit.
Basically if the other if he's in the soul, gets 2k for every copy. So if you have all 3 in a copy, she's right there. That's plus. Will you stop?
Okay.
Technical difficulties. Last will be 2 copies of Bladewing Sky. Reason why I put 2 is because it's pushing it, but I found out running 4 is pushing it. Because if you don't get in the soul or you somehow only get soul charge 1s, like you want to at least have 2 copies just to fall back on. 4, I thought it was a little bit much, but I need to make room for, like, say, Dumb or other grade 2s, because I'm thinking about maybe if Dumb doesn't work out right, maybe change it back to maybe 4 or change it to a other grade 2s. Next will be 2 copies of basically a 14k hitter, Talon Tom.
Dope vampire.
I know, but I said 14k hitter. Basically, if you have 6 or more cards on a soul, get 5k. And if it's 15 or more, your opponent cannot go with grade 0. So basically, a 14k hitter, no grade 0 is basically a solid time. Last 2, of course, will be Flying Librarian. I played 2. Did play 3, but 3 was a little. It didn't really work out too well for me. So 2 is perfectly fine. If some people want to do it 1, thinking it's better, that's your choice. But if you guys think anything that I should change or change out of the deck or put it in, please let me know in a comment. If you have not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Of course, everybody. Of course, you're gonna run 4 copies of Sullivan. I mean, his skill works wonders. Of course, he's the main card for Bladewings. You have 15 more cards in the soul. It gets a skill that all Guardian Circle shield gain another 10k. So you can turn anything. Then secondary skills, when he's placed on Van, choose one of your rear guards. Choose up to 2 copies of that same name and put into your soul. Next, of course, will be Queen of the Nightmareland. Her skill is actually works really great as if you're low on hand. Counterboss 1 is a G-Break 1, of course. Counterboss 1, when it's being attacked or is attacked, it gets 1,000 for every Nightmareland in the soul. That's why you think I run, especially D. Because if you run D, Dormouse, and her, you could turn a simple, say, 21k into, say, a 40-something k. If you really wanted to push it down. Or 50. You can basically turn it into anything. As long as you have the requirements.
For good attack and defense.
Yeah, pretty much. Good in attack and in defense. Last, of course, I run the upgraded Raiji and Bladewing Raiji.
2 good cards.
I mostly just run 1 copy of each. It's because I run 9 grade 3s. And I haven't really had a problem with getting him in the soul. Anyway, possible I always get him in the soul somehow. It's either by soul charging him in or somehow I go into Frederick and I put him into the soul myself. Basically, that's the grade 3s. But I gotta tell you about is this skill actually, if a grade 3 Bladewing does not hit, you get to basically ride him at stand, but you have to counterblast 1, soul blast. You get rid of 3 cards out of your hand. It stands back up, and then if he attacks again, as long as you have Raiji in his soul and 15 more cards, basically 16 cards altogether, he gets 26k and double crits. He's actually really great for basically offense, big time. Oh, now we're on to the shards. What the hell? I thought I fixed them. Sorry about that. 4 G guards. 1 copy of what the hell is his name? Nighttime Gentleman. Just need 1. I mean, it makes you 2. As long as you have 15 or more cards in the soul, 2 of your rear guards can gain resist. And of course, you just run False Dark. Yeah, False Dark Wing. Agent Black. Really good, especially if you have if you definitely have Sullivan on the field. He done from basically a 31 to a 41. From basically 20 to 30. That's why I run it. Next will be, of course, Temple. If you have 15 cards in the soul, all your rear guards get plus 10. If it doesn't, you still charge 5, but you get to return all your drop zone back to the deck, which means you can refill your triggers, you can refill your entire deck. Let's put it that way. It can actually make your opponent deck out that quick, because if they think that you're going to deck out and you go into Temple, it changes the whole game around. They could play a Legion deck. I'm always going to be 1 step ahead of them. Next, of course, is my favorite, is Gilderise. I play 4 copies, because you always need 4 copies in Bladewings. Before Jig Guards came out, he was like the king of all, he was like the god of all cards. He gets plus 10, a critical if you have 2 or more face-up G-zones, and plus your opponent cannot go with grade 1s or higher. Easy enough. That is like the best skill I've ever seen. Plus you have to flip up a copy of itself, of course. As long as you meet the requirements. 2 copies of Mask of Demonic. Card is actually good for early game. Once you get to near 15, he gets 1,000 for every card in the soul. So he could be attacking for, especially if it's 15, exactly 15, 41k. On top of whatever Nighmareland you have that can give it more power. and you have to retire one of your opponent's rear guard if it's 6 or more cards. Last two,
Okay.
of course, is Frederick and Seabreeze. The reason why I run Frederick is because he's more for like trying to drain my opponent's hand. Because if my opponent, I know my opponent does not have no perfect guard in hand, but a lot of triggers, I'll play Frederick because then it gets 1,000 for every card. So as long as it's 10, it gets rear guards +5. Your rear guards gets +5. Seabreeze is for those people that like to be gray locked on purpose. Put it that way. Seabreeze is, an okay card if your opponent's going to want to be gray locked. Or if it is, you take the best advantage. Especially this is a G-break deck. You want to make your opponent, lose as much as cards as possible. Maybe even take a lot of damage to the point that you can kill them. That is basically my entire deck. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed my video. Please, subscribe to my channel. There will be more deck profiles on the way. See you, YouTube.